Mutomba, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, on this channel we speak about everything related to academics, and today's title of the video, or today's topic of conversation, is mastering the art of self-discipline. Guys, don't mind me. There's a lot going on up here. But like what's underneath this is even worse than like the bonnet itself, so you guys are just gonna have to deal with it for this video. Alright, cool. Anyways, before we like actually get into the like steps of mastering the art of self-discipline, before like you can even get there, the first thing that you need to do is like set goals, because like before, like what is going to motivate you to actually be disciplined? So yeah, the very first step before you even start like thinking of like discipline and okay, cool, and this, that, and other, first step, set goals, right? And what I usually like doing is setting my goals for, like, set short-term goals instead of long-term goals. Don't be like, for this term I want to achieve an aggregate of this, because that's how like you very easily fall off the wagon. Like it literally will take you 2 weeks until like you even forgotten about it, because like it seems like so far away that you procrastinate it, and then you get there and you're like, oh, we're still at square one. So like I just like to set short-term goals. So maybe for like half term, in terms like made out of two parts, like part 1 and part 2. So like maybe the first part of the term be like, hey, cool, this is my goal for this term, then like have like a yearly goal and be like, okay, cool, by the end of the year I want to have done this and achieve this. But in order to do that, discipline is key. I'm sure you guys, like, your teachers have told you time management, but like you're not going to be able to have time management if you don't have discipline. I'm sure they've told you that you need to study. You can't study if you don't have discipline. I'm sure they told you that, like, you know, you need to concentrate in class and take notes. You can't concentrate in class and take notes if you don't have discipline. Like, it all boils down to discipline, right? And like the hard thing about discipline is like it's not dependent on what other people are doing. So like studying, for example, is dependent on other people are doing. Like if like your whole class is really smart and like they're all studying, and like, you know, you're also like, no, I don't want to get the lowest mark in the class, so that's going to motivate me to study. But like when it comes to discipline, you can't like look at someone else and be like, let's do that. So yeah, with regards to discipline, I haven't actually structured this video yet, so this is literally just like a chit chat conversation type thing. With regards to discipline, the first thing is setting a routine, right? You need to set a routine for yourself and like make it realistic. If like you're going from a person that had no discipline at all, don't like start off, you know, wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, this, exercise, do this. Like start off like per week, add a goal per week. The book that I'm currently about to start reading is called Atomic Habits. Haven't read it yet, but like I've heard that it's really good with regards to the topic we're speaking about. So like if you guys are really interested in like discipline and so on and so forth, Atomic Habits will be your book. I love how like I'm out here saying Atomic Habits, but I haven't read it. But like I know from the people that have read it and the results that like they have spoken about, that is a book to be read. So yeah, first of all, like you need to have like a schedule, right? And whatever you like say you're gonna do, make sure it gets done. And I know it sounds like it's one of those things like, okay, cool, it's easier said than done. Here's my top secrets to discipline. So because I think of myself very highly, and I basically have this thing that like I can't break promises to myself, because if I can break promises to myself, I can't expect other people to keep promises to me. I don't know, it's just like a, you know, one of those like rules that you have for yourself. It's just one of those rules that I have for myself. So like if I set a routine, instead of like making it like, okay, cool, this is what I want to do, make it intentional, be intentional about it, and make it a promise to yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and be like, Tfadza, I promise you that I'm going to stick to this routine. I promise you that every day at 5 a.m. I'm going to wake up. I promise you that this. That's the first thing, because it's a lot harder to like break promise. Well, for me, it's a lot harder to break promises to myself than like if I just say, okay, cool, well, it would be nice if I started waking up at 5. Like write it down. Have like a book where you write down like all your goals and so on and forth, and be like, okay, cool, this is a non-negotiable. Tafadza, as I was doing this, when you wake up that morning, this, I think, like, this is what it boils down to. You just get up and get it done. Like, no matter how much you don't want to do it, like, there's no other way that I can put it. You just get up and get it done, no matter like how much your body doesn't want to. What I do is like, I'll count down. Like, let's say if I'm laying down in bed and I don't want to get up, I'm like, hey, cool, when I get to 1, pretend like, you know, that thing your parents used to do to you. They're like, but that's when I get to 1 and you're not here, I'm gonna beat you, or like whatever. They'd be like, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that's what I do to myself. So essentially, I'll be like, I'll chilling in bed and be like, Tawaza, by the time I get to 1, if you're not out of this bed, we're gonna have problems, like serious problems. So I'll start counting and I'll be like 10, 9, 8, 7, like in my head, 6, 5, 4, 3. And like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty scared of myself. I don't know what I do to myself, but like, I know that like I don't want that to happen. So yeah, so that's like the biggest thing. And then also the second thing is with regards to setting goals. It's very hard to be disciplined when you're just like, okay, cool, let me just be disciplined because I want to be disciplined. You need to have goals and like make your goals unrealistic. I know people say, make your goals realistic because if they're unrealistic, then like you won't want to work towards them. And But I'm one of those people that like, if I tell you that tomorrow morning when I come back home, I'm gonna have the moon in my hand, I will make it happen. I don't know how it's gonna happen. Like I will say the most delusional things, but somehow find a way to make them happen. So like I challenge you guys to start doing that. Be delusional about the goals that you set. Be unrealistic about the goals that you set as well. Because also, like, what's the point of setting a goal if like you already know that you're going to achieve it? Like being like, okay, cool. Last term I got 75% for English. This term I want to aim to get 77% for English. The chances are when you got 75% for English last term, you weren't even trying and it was just like, okay, cool. But like now you are putting energy and focus into it. Add an extra 5%, be like, I'm aiming for 80%, I'm aiming for 85%. And yeah, if there's like something that you guys are interested in that I'm currently looking into myself, I can't really speak about it now because like it's currently something that I am doing, which is like the law of assumption and the law of manifestation. And like I'm Christian, so like I believe, you know, prayer and like telling God what it is what you want and like he'll make it happen. But like before like you get to that, you yourself have to like put in the work and like, you know, the like physical tangible things. You have to put in the work to that. Hence why, like I say, the law of manifestation and like the law of assumption, which is like, you know, I assume that by the end of the term I'm gonna have an 85% aggregate. In order for me to get there, I need to actually start putting in work. So like you're gonna start putting in work because you know that it's gonna happen. And like, yeah. Essentially, this is just a motivation to you guys to discipline. Like being disciplined honestly takes a lot of time. Oh yes, let's have a cute little like story time about something that I did in grade 11. So at grade 11 I had COVID. Ugh, this video is gonna be longer than I wanted it to be, but it's fine. Is it? Okay, it's fine. Is it? It's fine. It's fine. So I started this thing in grade 11 because I was doing my grade 11 year in COVID. Now, imagine trying to learn Newton's laws, physics, COVID times by yourself. Like, it's one of those things that like I fell behind at the very beginning because I underestimated like, you know, online learning and so on and so forth. And then I didn't end up attending the video, like the lecture videos, because like if you guys know Newton's laws, like it's a continuation of what happened in the previous thing. And because I didn't watch the previous like week's lessons, I didn't bother attending like the classes and like all of that stuff and whatever. But anyways, COVID is where I learned discipline, because after I saw my life falling apart in front of my eyes, I was like, girl, what are we doing? What are we doing? So yeah, there's this thing that I started. I was listening to a podcast and it's by this man called Garen Jones. You guys can look him up if you're interested. He's a mindset coach and like so on and so forth. But essentially he was talking about the fact that like in the very, very, very beginning of his success journey, what he started doing was doing things that like he didn't want to do, not because like not like for the result of doing the things, but like to train his brain to like do things that he doesn't want to do. So what I started doing every morning, I would wake up at 4 a.m. Right. I would wake up at 4 a.m. From 4 to 4:30 would be my time, like time for myself. So like, you know, meditate, go on TikTok. I don't know, if I just like, you know, want to sit there and think about life, that's what I do. Cool. Then from 4:30 to 5, I would get up and like go do my part of the chores, because I wanted to get an early start to my day, because you know, online learning, you're at school the whole day, but then like you still have chores. So then I'd get up. While I'm doing my chores, I used to listen to audiobooks which is like cool. Like you can go onto YouTube and look up this audiobook. At that time I was listening to Rich Dad Poor Dad by Richard Kiyosaki. Richard Kiyosaki. No. So yeah, and then like from 5 till 5:30 I used to do like clothing videos. For those of you that don't know, those are like workout videos. Or like if I didn't want to do that, like I'd put a mat on the floor and then like do yoga and have like a yoga instructor like on my, like I'd open my laptop and like find a yoga video on thing, and you know, you do those stretches, like you stretch your body out and so on and so forth. But the difficult part about it, like what I was training my brain to do, and this was where discipline comes in, is like waking up at 4 a.m. because I had a schedule for every like 30 minutes. So 4 to 4:30, 4:30 to 5, 5 to 5:30. If I didn't wake up at 4, that meant that like those first 30 minutes of my day, I was taking out time out of my free time, which I didn't want to do. So I was like, go, let's get up so that you can have your 30 minutes of free time. And then it's just like a thing of like, if you have, don't be like, I want to wake up at 5. And then when you do wake up at 5, you don't have like a plan for what you're going to do when you wake up at 5. Have the thing and be like, I want to wake up at 5. When I wake up at 5, from 5 to like 5:10, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Because I don't know if you guys are like me, like every day when I wake up in the morning, you know, you just go sit there and you're not even doing anything sometimes. You just be like on your phone and you're just chilling. Tell me it's not me. I know it's not just me. But like, be intentional. All I'm trying to say is, guys, be intentional about it. Watch your life transform. Immerse yourself in like listening to people that like will motivate you to do better. Like check out Garen Jones. Let's start there. There's a podcast called The Passionate Few, and Garen Jones did like a podcast with The Passionate Few. Look at that. Go onto YouTube and look up The Passionate Few, then look up Garen Jones. Have a look at that, listen to his story, and tell me you don't want better for yourself. Like after reading and like listening to his podcast, after listening to his podcast, your girl was like, no ma'am, maybe I should listen to that now because I'm lacking a bit of motivation now. But I mean, I am on holiday, even though I have an exam this term next week. Mad chats. But anyways, this is just like a little video to you guys on mastering the art of self-discipline. This video was very chaotic. Maybe like when the school's term starts and like my head is like more tunnel visioned, I'll recreate this video. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Bye.